everyone, welcome back to another episode of Talk Talk. After last week's success with Michael Avalon, I had to come out with another banger. But this is a show where we sit down and talk about the faces of today, tomorrow, and forever. And we get into everything. The past, the present, and the future. And like I've said before, the fun stuff and the real stuff. Because, nosy as hell right here. But without further ado, let me bring out today's guest. One of my really good friends, a ring announcer of Colorado, the very slayest mortician, Bea Reeves. Of course, yes. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me. It's
no
so
problem.
Sweet of you.
No problem. Anytime. Thank you. Please take a seat.
Oh my gosh. I love what you've done with the place.
Oh, thank you. The production value is going to go even higher soon. Watch, we can get a whole sign and everything.
Oh. Got your plants, cups. Oh my gosh. As gorgeous as you are. I'm just so happy to see you.
Thank you so much. I'm very glad to see you too. All right. Well, as I mentioned earlier, behind the scenes, I wore black all for you.
Oh my gosh.
So we could match, because
I feel it. I currently feel it in my shriveled little black gay heart.
Oh, and I see you got some of that glitter blood going on.
Yeah. It actually smells like really good too. It's kind of like wafting into my sinuses, really. I'm like trying really hard to not like actually get it in my eyes because that's not as fun. But this, oh my gosh, was made by the pretty boy, petty boy himself. Like, you made it, like, for the first time back in September, I remember, and it was on the last day of that fest. I was like, oh my gosh, I kind of want some. And I think it was even after, like, all the matches and stuff happened. So nobody was really going to see me with it. But I never feel more like myself than when I have this, especially knowing that it's, like, your craft. It's gorgeous, and it stays on wonderfully. Like, stays on, smells good, looks awesome.
Well, it looks very quiche, babes.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet.
Oh, no problem. Well, let's see. Are you ready to get started today?
Yes, of course. Lay it on me. I'm here for the chisme, you know.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, let me ask, too. How was your flight over here?
My flight?
Yeah.
Like my flight in my little two-door Honda Civic Juniper?
What?
No, I mean, like, my coffin with, like, hydraulics and...
That's right. You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
Was it
no,
good?
I just keep the coffin, like, in my little two-door Honda Civic. It's great.
Perfect. There you go. Good. Well, like I said before, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course. Thank you.
Pleasure to have you.
The pleasure is mine.
Oh, yes. Well, everyone, this is going to be a little different as, this is one of the voices of Colorado, ring announcing.
Loudmouth, really.
Hey, and that's totally fine, especially here because it's talk.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into the first question. Yeah. When did wrestling first find you?
So, originally I got, like, some backdrop with, like, friends that I had in the DIY music scene, like, growing up, being a teenager and everything. And they were into, NWO, like, that sort of gimmick, like DX, all that good stuff. And I was, like, skimming the surface of that. And then I met my fiance, who used to, back in the day, but also still is, be a pro wrestler. And when we first got together about 8 years ago, like, we weren't really like getting into that together too much. Then she would, like, bring over her laptop and put on, like, old Ring of Honor, and then I would see, like, more modern day wrestling stuff that wasn't from, like, the 90s or 80s, stuff that wasn't Stone Cold and The Rock. And I was seeing, like, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. And I'm like, all right, this is interesting. And then the pandemic hit. And kind of all we did was, like, dive into watching wrestling, diving into, like, what she used to do in wrestling and the stuff that she used to be into, the stuff that was still currently going on during the pandemic. And I remember actually the very first thing that made me a wrestling fan. And my fiance had to bring this up to me as well because I could not find the clip until, like, just a few months ago. Before the first Big Gay Brunch, Effie's Big Gay Brunch, he released a, like, 30-second promo that was hyping up his first Big Gay Brunch, all this stuff, and he ended it by just, like, stoic in the camera. If you show up to this show and you're saying any bigoted shit or hateful bullshit or spreading rhetoric, we will take you out and we will kill you in the streets. And then it ended with a smile. And it was that moment I'm just like, all right, I think I'm like into wrestling now. And it has just skyrocketed from there, watching like everything I possibly could during the pandemic. And then getting involved like a year and a half to 2 years ago.
Very nice, very nice. Well, were you a fan growing up?
Not exactly growing up, no. No, I was never like, you know, like 10 years old or younger, like trying to get like action figures or belts at the store or going to WWE shows. I had some friends that did that, and like, especially like becoming a teenager, I had more like older friends that were into sort of that older stuff like I mentioned. But otherwise, no, never really happened to me until I was a teenager.
Hey, well, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people nowadays there's people who weren't essentially a fan growing up of wrestling, but over time, you know, they learn to love it.
It's changed a lot,
Yes.
especially in the last even like decade. So,
Yes, definitely has. A lot of progress.
oh yeah,
Yes.
definitely. I mean, could use some more, but you know, we're working on that. We're getting there.
That's right. That's right. Well, you mentioned earlier, just right now, that about 2.5 years ago, or 1.5 years ago, is when you joined the scene.
Mm-hmm.
What was the moment where you knew you had to be a part of this, or wanted to be a part of it?
So primarily I started out by just kind of like riding the coattails of my fiance. My fiance is wrestler Pixie Pulsing, the Terminator. She is my hot cyborg wife. I love her very, very much. And she was always kind enough to let me like loiter alongside her to trainings and like her own match plannings and things that she wanted to do. And it kind of just ended up growing more from there. Basically, I loitered until I had something to do. That's that's essentially like what it became.
Oh, it's totally fine. Hey, and that's I spoke about Pixie Pulsing last
You did.
episode.
You spoke very kindly of her. She really, really appreciated that. That meant a lot to her.
Oh, I'm glad. Yes. Well, yes. But you and Pixie were some of the people when I first got started becoming a pro wrestler that I met that just really made me feel really at home at Primo's. And so even to this day, I'm glad we're still friends because, you know, things happen, things change, but, you know, I mean,
it's just forever,
besties.
mijo. Like,
That's right.
for real. Like, I ain't fucking going anywhere. You know that.
That's right.
And I mean that. You saying that, like, that sort of sentiment from you, especially, like, I remember your first couple of trainings and, like, while I was scrawling my own note cards and preparing for, you know, my first few matches and shows that I was announcing with. And it's just, that's the shit that keeps me going. Like, there's always stuff that makes me want to, like, ditch it all and be like, nobody gives a fuck, so why should I give a fuck? But like, I think of you and like your kindness and support so fucking often. It means the world to me.
No, thank you so much. I always like to tell people that, you know, it costs $0 to be kind. So
Literally, it's so free.
It is very much. And so yeah, I mean, just for you guys to always be just so kind to me and, you know, and me as well to you guys. Definitely, just until we became besties. So yes.
For real though, yeah.
So let's see. Do you remember your first time ring announcing? What was that like?
Absolutely. I debuted at Primo's Premier Pro Wrestling Omega 9 of 2023. So December 10th, 9th, I can't remember the exact day, but that was my debut, and it was also Pixie's like official like pro wrestling return to wrestling after 15 plus years sort of re-debut. So that was a really like special moment for us to share. I remember ring announcing alongside two other wonderful women, Gemini Ocean and Big Daddy Mo. And I know Big Daddy Mo is so fucking incredible, has transcended as a wrestler at this point too. And I was like, I knew me and Gem were very much like together, like following the lead of Mo, and I was just so grateful to have that sort of like immediate backdrop when I was just starting out ring announcing.
Oh, very nice.
It's weird to revisit. Like I'll go back and like watch the footage sometime, and it's so different. It's very strange. I wasn't exactly the mortician yet, not quite. I was workshopped. workshopped. I was still gathering bodies, still
There you-
learning about them.
There you go. Nice, nice. All right. Let's see. I feel like I had some other ones here, but I did not update my cue cards, guys.
Oh my
Damn
goodness.
It. So, 2 seconds.
2 gay seconds.
2 gay
so,
seconds,
yeah.
that's right.
Always running late.
That's right.
I thought that was gonna be me today. But I was like, no, I got like 8 minutes to spare. I thought it would take me the 8 minutes to like find this place too. You sent me that video and I'm like, Franky, I don't know where you are.
Hey, it's okay.
I got there. I got some looks as I walked in, but wasn't bleeding yet when I came in.
It's okay. Totally fine. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Perfect. Okay, well, a lot of these are about the same as what I got in here, so very nice. So, now we're just gonna get into like some more personal background type of stuff, so we can, so the crowd and the audience can get to know you more if they don't. So, where did you grow up?
I grew up in central eastern Iowa, pretty much right on the Mississippi River. Quad Cities, technically Bettendorf, but especially in the wrestling community, y'all probably know of Davenport, Iowa. That's literally where I was born, and, driving past that wrestling school almost every day of my life, having friends in coffee shops that worked for certain named coaches at that wrestling school. Very much like that presence is felt like as a wrestling fan, like in my hometown. But it's interesting because I never really like experienced that all too much when I was living there. I'm just over 4 years here in Colorado. So
very nice.
Got out of Iowa. Oh God. Got out real quick, as quick as we possibly could, me and Pixie both. Thank God we did.
Have you been loving Colorado so far?
Oh God, yeah, it was transformative completely for us. I'm sure we've talked about it before, but like she and I both pretty much like came out here and immediately went through a lot of stuff because of almost like a culture shock, an environmental shock. And after things transpired, things were improved on, progressing. We both kind of figured ourselves out together and individually, and then we like got really healthy and each lost about 100 pounds, give or take each. Like, we look very different now than we did then. Traded in a gender and a half for, some swap going on there. And now we're just like so much more actualized. And I really don't know if that ever would have happened if we had stayed in Iowa. We reflect on that all the time because Colorado is just it's a refugee state at this point in a lot of ways. But, even personally for us, I know it was too. I ain't never leaving. Oh, my God. I never leaving the state.
It's very beautiful here. For me personally, coming from Beverly Hills, it's very much different. But, it's very, very beautiful. Traded in the hills for the mountains.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe a little more, like, rural here, I suppose.
I love it, though.
Rural, that's the term, right? Like,
I think
more
so.
Fields, corn, cows.
Oh, yeah.
I passed a lot of cows coming up here. They were intimidated by the coffin.
Hey, it's all right. They're like, oh, my God, I'm next.
I'm next, yeah. Something like that. Shoot.
All right. What were you like in school?
Oh, God. When I was really, really young, I was definitely, like, more of a loudmouth. And then I, like, took that pipeline of, super self-aware, undiagnosed ADHD, like, depressed teenager. And then, like, got super emo really, like, early on and kind of been swimming around in that since. I'm not exactly, I guess, more so aesthetically. If I think about, like, 13, 14-year-old me, like, seeing who I am now, their little, like, My Chemical Romance doodling self would be like, oh, wow, that's what I can look forward to? So that's pretty cool.
Very nice.
To reflect on, but I was a weird kid. I just learned how to work with that weirdness.
Hey, it's okay. I feel like everyone, when they're young, everyone's that weird kid. I was that weird kid, too.
Yeah, so. Maybe it's just us. I don't know. Like, also, like, growing up and then, like, being very outwardly queer as well. Like, ask any queer person, like, what were you like as a kid? Like, I will be shocked if they are not like, yeah, I was weird. Like, if they were just normal, like, yeah, I'm normal. A rare kind.
What do you like to do outside of wrestling?
I'm lucky enough to kind of like have my main focuses in my life be like my actual passions, because outside of mortician and keeping track of all these wrestlers' bodies, I'll be yelling out names and whatnot at shows, but then I'll go and get behind an espresso machine and yell out customers' names and drink orders. And I've been doing that for like over a decade now. And I've been about at a year at the same coffee shop. And after like 9, 10 coffee shops and getting just royally fucked by so many of them, I found like my barista home. And it's very fulfilling. I'm very proud of that craft, and I like putting a lot of focus on that. But otherwise, like, outside of 2 jobs, then I'm just, doing art when I can. I'll write a lot. I've always been a writer, like ever since I was a kid. Poetry, whatever, obnoxious journal entries, disgusting things.
No, I totally feel you.
So, yeah, I really like putting focus on art. And I get to do that a lot with my fiance, too. And that's very fulfilling as well.
Very nice. Well, you're going to have to DM me that location or that address. I can come
Yes,
get some coffee
please.
from y'all.
Yes, please. It's kind of hectic. And, like, I would feel bad if you had to pay for parking because it's, like, downtown Denver. So.
Hey, we'll see. I'll make it work one day.
Yes,
we'll see.
please.
Yes. I'd love a coffee made by the Bea Reeves.
I could hook you up anytime. If you'd like brew coffee at home, let me know. I got you. It's that good stuff. It's that single origin, that direct trade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You like fruity coffees? I mean, I like fruity coffees.
I think so.
I like generally
coffees.
fruity things.
I think so. Yeah. Like I always put some milk and creamer in my stuff.
Yeah,
so
a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a lot. I love.
I got you. I'll hook you up.
Oh, thank you. All right. Next question is gonna be, if wrestling wasn't in your, well, I think you kind of answered that, but maybe not. If wrestling wasn't in your life, what would you be doing?
I mean, going back to like focusing on that art stuff, because like if I had nothing else in my life, I would still be doing coffee and barista work. That's what pays my bills. I always got to have that. I always got to do that. But I may have briefly mentioned this earlier. Like, I have a big backdrop in DIY music and like performance art, I guess. I've always been a singer, a vocalist. I've been in screamo bands. I've, set up pedal boards and twisted knobs and, done some like kind of ignorant performance art stuff. I would like, more specifically, I used to have a project where I would do spoken word, and I'd kind of like lean off the mortician gimmick. I'd cover myself in like black lace. I'd do my spoken word, maybe like scream some stuff, try and orchestrate some things if there was music behind me. I'd set all the papers on fire. I'd set off a couple smoke alarms doing that. But that was like pre-pandemic stuff that I was doing back in the music scene. And I feel like I'd probably still do that now if I had the chance. I haven't done anything like that out in Colorado yet. I've just, featured mostly vocals on Pixie's performances when she, plays her Game Boy and does like Fall Out Boy covers. That's about as far as it's gone. But if I wasn't doing that, I'd probably be putting more focus into that. I'd still like to.
Oh, nice.
It's really fun.
Yes.
It gets gross sometimes. It can be pretty ignorant, especially in noise, performance art, and like harsh noise specifically. Holds such a special place in my heart. But it's some gross stuff. I promise. It's not for everyone.
Well, let's see. Next question. If you weren't ring announcing, would you still want to be involved in wrestling somehow? Whether it was, being a ref, producing, doing commentary, any other role. Maybe, would we ever see Bea Reeves in the ring?
Absolutely not. Well, I mean, the only capacity that you would see me in the ring, and I think this might answer another question that I think you had told me about. Bea Reeves, actually started out as not a ring announcer. That was not my intention until I got asked to ring announce for Omega 9 after I was like, hey, it might be kind of cool to ring announce sometime. Bea Reeves came to existence with all the intention of being a manager.
Okay.
But that wasn't exactly the direction it went into. But I would still kind of like to do that at some point. There's been plenty of, multi-purpose like production personality folks. I do really like production in general. I'm not very good at it. Same with commentary. I've done it like a couple of times, but again, not the best.
Hey, it's okay.
Gotta get more reps in though. Commentary's fun.
There you go. It is pretty fun. Sometimes I do a little commentary at training, and I'm just I'm like, we got this match here going on.
That's the commentary I want to hear.
Hell yeah. Nice. Oh my god, let's see. I had another question. Oh my god, where did it go? And because it wasn't on here.
Oh.
Sorry guys, it wasn't on here. Oh no, it was a statement. Well, let's see. Well, hey, maybe in the future, who knows when? Maybe I just might need a manager. Who knows? Like who knows when? Or maybe we'll see Bea Reeves as a manager. We'll see that come to life. That'd be so nice to see you as
I am
on-screen
available.
type of character. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that. I'm always looking to try and like expand that sort of role. I know I'm already like pretty active with what it is that I have going on, but especially when I'm just working with my friends. Like, that's the best part about, like, doing any of this shit, is that I just get to, like, geek out and mark out over my own friends.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, let's see. Well, we dove a little bit into wrestling origins and some of your personal background. Now we're just going to play and do a little segment for fun here.
Oh, boy.
We can have a little, yeah.
Fun. I know
Yes.
fun.
Oh my god, actually, you're right. Let's swerve. Let's swerve.
Nah, you said fun a few times, and I was like, I feel like it's gonna happen at some point, but like, I'm not pushing nothing. I'm not leading this.
No, it's okay. Totally fine. Good. I'm glad you reminded me. Speaking of, you just had hosted your own wrestling event with Pixie Pulsing in Colorado Springs, known as F.U.N. How was that?
It was shocking how well it went, especially for like a first show in like a teeny tiny little basement, like that had a specific like mission of the way that it was orchestrated. The whole organization of it is Pixie's brainchild completely. F.U.N. stands for Friendly Underground Neighborhood Wrestling and Entertainment. It's a little conglomerate that me and Pixie took the reins on because she had an impromptu sort of choreographed to her own music match with Niles Blood back in December, and it was so well received and it went so well. The venue owner was like, do y'all want to have a quarterly showcase that like focuses on what you did? So we both kind of like grasped onto that, recruited a bunch of our friends that would be into like this weird inaugural escapade, and included some drag and burlesque artists as well, making it as gay as possible, of course, because there needs to be more of that in wrestling, and especially in Colorado Springs. Something like literally just fun. Like, it kind of speaks for itself. There's so much like seriousness and expectations, especially in like traditions with wrestling, that I feel in some ways might need to be challenged a little bit, especially the toxic aspects of it. Things that probably should have died off many, many years ago, but here we are. I want to have fun. I want to see my friends have fun. I want to see my friends happy doing like goofy gay shit that they love to do. So it went very, very well. And our next one is going to be even gayer, because it's going to be our Pride show. It's going to be on the last Friday of June, Pride Month.
Very nice.
I know you were at that first one.
I was in attendance for that, and it was very fun indeed. It was my first like burlesque / kind of drag show.
It was? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that. Holy shit. Oh my god.
And it blew me out of the water.
Oh
I was
my
like,
god.
oh my gosh. And then
I had no idea. I could have cried when I saw you and Morgana there. I was like, oh my god. I was crying all night already, but it meant so much to see y'all there. I'm so glad you thought it was fun.
It was amazing, and we'll definitely be in attendance for the next one.
Yes, please. I'm hoping to have you work some of these upcoming ones.
Oh my.
We will be in talks about that off camera, but
yes, you'll have your people.
I can't have fun without you. Yeah, my people, your people. Where are the people? It's just gonna be us still talking. Yes.
Well, do you want to tell the audience when's that next show?
June 27th, Friday, June 27th in Colorado Springs at Friskies. It's a little basement speakeasy that's below a bar called the Triple Nickel Tavern. They have such a wonderful community that they've curated in Friskies. It's one of the places that me and Pixie used to spend a lot of time at and performed at before we had moved from Colorado Springs up to the Denver area. And gosh, they really just like welcomed us back after a year, and like nothing had changed, and just like, oh yeah, like grapples and gay shit, let's go. And just hopped onto that with us. June 27th, it's gonna be even gayer, as wrestling should be. As fun wrestling should be.
And it's gonna be lots of fun. Yes.
I was like, okay, word. And I like made a little, acronym that is easy for people to say and remember and make jokes about. Perfect.
And no, literally, it's like it works perfectly because everyone said it was very fun. So.
That means so much to me. Well, there's gonna be 3 more, but that next one, yeah, Friday, June 27th in Colorado Springs. I know it's a jaunt for you. Like, I know you gotta like fly over a bunch of palm trees and shit, but I really, really hope you can make it.
Hey, anytime for you guys, anytime. I've told you so many times, of course. All right. So, like before we got into that conversation, I was telling you we're gonna do a little like fun little segment.
Yes. The segment.
Yes.
Is it a game?
So, we're going to play what I've been calling Wrestling Tinder.
Oh.
Ding, ding,
Oh,
ding.
boy.
That's right. And, Tinder has not sent me a cease and desist yet, so I'm going to keep calling it that. Okay, I'm going to keep calling it that.
Yeah, word. Go for it.
Yeah, and if they do send it, we're calling it just Wrestling Tender.
Tender.
You don't know.
Tendies, yes.
That's right. I know, I should, Uber us some, chicken tendies or something.
Ooh, I got those veggie nuggies.
Ooh,
Veggie
nice.
tendies.
There we go.
Those are expensive, though.
Oh, hey, it's all right.
I'll take a fish fillet or something.
Nice. All right. So, yeah, we're going to play Wrestling Tinder. If you're not familiar with Tinder, audience, it's totally fine.
I'm not familiar with Tinder.
Hey, totally fine.
I've been spoken for the last 8 years.
Hey, and that's totally fine. This is not that kind. That's why it's Wrestling Tinder.
Okay, word.
So what we do is you swipe left if it's not for you, and you swipe right if you love it.
Okay,
and
word.
If you love it, we're going to circle back to whatever you swiped right on.
Okay.
Hardcore wrestling.
Swipe right.
Perfect. Technical wrestling.
Swipe right.
High flyers.
Swipe right.
Deathmatch wrestling.
Swipe right.
Story-driven wrestling.
Swipe right.
Intergender matches.
Swipe right. I just love wrestling.
Managers and valets.
Swipe right.
Factions and stables.
Swipe right, mostly. I hesitate, though, because some of them need to be rethought a little bit sometimes, but
No.
mostly swipe right with hesitation.
Gotcha. All right, well, let's circle back then to the first one, which was hardcore wrestling. Why would you swipe right?
I guess it kind of ties in with, deathmatch wrestling. There's wrestling to me, and just because I fucking love everything about wrestling, especially when it gets more, intense, passion-driven. I wouldn't always want to be seeing violence just for the sake of violence. Sometimes that's cool, but, just choreographed, that story-driven, we're going to actually be beating the shit out of each other and doing some crazy hardcore shit to each other, but we know how to do it. We know how it's going to be done. Mostly, I guess that kind of ties in with deathmatch wrestling too. Just that passion behind it. That's literally the heart of pro wrestling in my mind.
Very nice.
But also sometimes, just violence.
That's right. I was on the last episode, I was talking to Michael Avalon. I'm going to cut that part out. That's right. Last time I was talking to Michael Avalon.
Cough so much.
He was telling me that we talked about deathmatch wrestling, and I was telling him that at first I was like, no, I would never do that. But hey, maybe soon. Deathmatch. Slay to the deathmatch.
Don't mess up that pretty face, though. Shoot,
I'll have to wear a mask or something, but
yeah,
glittered up and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm in.
Gosh, yeah, no, you'll have to be glitzed up. Maybe a little more of that, sparkly blood.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
you
right.
you do bleed the sparkles anyway, though.
That's
so
right, I
That's a little
know.
redundant.
It's all right. Yes, that's how I made that one. I just have to,
Oh yeah, no, that's something Blood Brothers something.
There you go. We swiped right on technical wrestling.
That's like kind of where I like get more into like the respect that I have for more traditional, like I feel like a lot of technical wrestling ends up being more traditional, and though I'm not as well versed in that as say, someone like Pixie is, like she could go off about technical wrestling all day every day because that's also something she knows how to do, but that cycles back to the athleticism of it and really me admiring shit that I know I could never do. I'm a little flexible, but otherwise, like, there's so many reasons that I would never be a wrestler. And I do just love, like, I have that admiration of watching, like, dudes like Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson just, like, twisted up like pretzels in ways that I could never even imagine. And that sort of shit has roots, like, again, like kind of going back to like the heart of professional wrestling and that passion, because you just don't like work towards that sort of incredible physical, feat, I guess, those sort of feats without having that sort of passion and drive to get to that point. So
Nice.
I got a lot of respect for it.
Very nice. You also swiped right on high flying.
When I think high flying, I think of like, I guess immediately my brain will go to lucha, which I will always have a respect for. But then I think of, like my own fiance and watching the stuff that Pixie does and some of the stuff she even used to do, like back when she was a teenager, like just, kind of for all the same reasons that I have that sort of respect for technical wrestling and more traditional wrestling, like being in awe and in admiration of these physical feats. And if you can pull it off, because there's a lot of high flyers and like, sort of shock value wrestlers of just, we're gonna pretty much not have feet on the ground for the entire match, and that can translate well and come across really fucking cool if it's done right.
Yeah.
So I can think of like, watching Will Ospreay recently, or the stuff that like Kenny Omega, like the man in this world that I simp helplessly for, that kind of stuff that he used to do in that realm, stuff that he still does. Like, fuck, man, he might be losing some of his organs now, but wow.
You also swiped right on story-driven wrestling.
Yeah, that's a hard swipe right, because that's what arguably like got me into wrestling the most, is like realizing that sort of like choreography and soap opera drama and wrestling being gay and being queer, and like I think back specifically to, I want to say it was a DDT match in Japan, and there was, the ref was about to go count the pin, and right before he hits 3, like all the lights dim, and like he's paused, everyone's paused, and it just shows on the Titantron just a little vignette of the ref and the wrestler taking the pin, like on dates together, falling in love, having this like love story. And so then the lights come on and it pans back to him and he's like, I'm not going to count the 3. And it just changes the trajectory of the whole match. That, I love that. It's campy, it's a story, and I mean, yeah, a gay love story too. So
That's right.
It makes it even better.
Japan's
great with that.
I always quote this. It's from Total Divas.
Yes.
But I like to think of it, and I still use it to this day, 'cause when people don't know, like, what's wrestling? Like, it's basically Broadway with body slams.
Yeah,
like,
that's
literally.
so real. It's so real. It's, Pixie always describes it as buff theater kids and nerdy jocks. And how there's really not often an in-between. But that's, like, I guess tracing back to the thing I said before, like, they're actually beating the shit out of each other. It's just beautiful, and with a story, and with a purpose, and there's lights, camera, action to it. A lot of makeup, sometimes sparkly blood.
That's right.
More sparkly blood, really.
That's right. All right. And then we're going to talk about this one, and then we're going to move on to the next segment. The intergender matches.
Always, like, universal, all-inclusive, like, intergender matches, women's matches, like, multi-person, all of the above. Like, wrestling, especially on cable television, I know there's probably legalities involved, but they get very close at, like, mixed tag wrestling, but intergender wrestling is just really, like, upping the ante for, like, what defines wrestling in the first place, and also just overall making things more on that equal sort of, like, community and inclusiveness and non-discriminatory sort of, especially in athletics, especially with certain states and their commissions and new laws over people like me and you and, like, so many of my loved ones. Like, all that shit's bullshit. It's cowardly. So we just got to do the shit even louder.
That's right.
And
that's right.
prioritize intergender wrestling and women's wrestling more specifically, especially around here.
Yes. I personally love intergender wrestling. I just, sometimes that training, me and Morgana, we're going at it.
Oh God,
So
Morgana's
fun.
such a tough bitch though. Like,
Yeah.
are you worried that she'll just, like, step on you though? Is that what it is? Like, you're not worried about hurting her. You're worried about her hurting you.
This is gonna hurt me, dude. Oh man, no, but hey, I'm ready.
Oh,
And
love
I've told
Morgana.
I've said this before. I think I've told you, but I think I've told Pixie too. I'm waiting for my match, Pixie. Come
Oh
on,
my God,
bring
that's
it on.
so real.
Bring it on. So maybe in the future we'll
Waiting.
have to talk about it. Maybe in the
Yes,
future. We'll
please.
see. It'll be in the cards, hopefully. Soon.
She is available. She will accept the booking, whoever books it.
Slay.
Not to speak on her behalf, but, like, I'm gonna text her after this and be like, "Hey, you want to do this?" She's like, "Yeah, fucking when?" That's what I'm wondering too. Fucking when?
Nice. All right. Very fun. Ooh, let's talk about now some music questions.
Oh yeah.
Who were some of your favorite music artists growing up?
Growing up, more specifically, the first band I ever remember loving was Gorillaz. I was in, like, 4th and 5th grade, like, about to get ready for middle school, printing out black and white pictures of them to put on my locker. Like, I dove so hard into that, especially alongside my brother. My brother's a year and a half older than me, and he showed me a lot of, in that first, like, area of my life that I was paying attention to music, a lot of those bands. Gorillaz was big in there. Green Day was more so specific for him. When I was always listening to Gorillaz, he would more so be listening to Green Day, and then that area of music kind of segued more into when I became an emo kid. That was where the Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance happened.
Nice.
Surprise.
Are these some of the artists that you still listen to now?
Absolutely. I listen to the same shit that I've been listening to my entire life. I mean, my music taste has definitely, like, progressed since then, but I have, like, my safe artists, safe albums, but I'll listen to everything from, like, radio static to free jazz to sad gay country
That's a
to
good one. Love that.
emo bullshit, emo trash, always. That one's pretty big.
Very nice. Well, let's see. Here's a little fun question. If Bea Reeves had an entrance song, what would it be?
I've thought about that a lot because even as a ring announcer, I know sometimes ring announcers have had entrance music. I've never had that opportunity, but if I think of it more so, like, as a wrestler, I really like the idea of using the song "Come to Daddy" by F.U.N. Twin.
Oh, nice.
It's if you're not familiar, listen to it. It starts out pretty fucked up. So I like that thought for a wrestler, but as a ring announcer, like, because I would love to have the chance to come out to music sometime. There is a My Chemical Romance song that I think I would probably like to come out to, just because I feel like it would fit me the most. It's called "It's Not a Fashion Statement, It's a Fucking Death Wish."
Ooh.
Might not be able to play it at some shows, but it's got a pretty uplifting Wilted Rose opening riff that I think about a lot. It's walked me through life quite a bit.
Very nice. All right. So now we're just going to talk about the future and goals. What are some of your goals for this year?
So I'm already achieving some of them. I'm traveling more this year. In May, I'm going the furthest west I've ever been. I'm going to Utah to work the Lucha Project in Salt Lake City. I'm
nice.
so freaking excited for that. Me and Pixie are going to go together and like have a little weekender with it. So kind of hitting more of those sort of goals, more specifically with travel this year. That sort of goal. I really want to ring announce in Iowa. I'd love to ring announce back in my hometown. I know there's promotions that I'll vaguely follow there. I know culture in Iowa can be very, very different from out here, so I know that's provided a bit of an obstacle. I think, as far as I know, on a legal standpoint, Pixie cannot go back there and wrestle without potentially landing in legal trouble. So that presents definitely a hurdle, but like I said, it's not going to fucking stop us. And so that's definitely a huge goal for this year for me. Outside of that, I've kind of thought about this a lot. A lot of my goals, like things will change and happen for me so quickly that a lot of my goals are like almost changing by the day. That's one of the more solid goals I have for the year. I have a lot associated with F.U.N. and like having those shows organized, but we're gonna see. I have some goals that I can't quite talk about for September for that yet, but we're gonna see how those, turn up, bubble up.
Very nice, very nice. We'll be ready.
I'll tell you about those later.
You guys don't get the inside scoop. Sorry. That's extra.
It is. You gotta pay for that.
That's right. Where do you see yourself in 3 years?
In 3 years, I'd love to see myself more established and solidified. I'd love to have more traction and support with F.U.N. and make it become something more than it currently is. I guess that kind of ties in with another goal I have for this year. I'd love to bring F.U.N. shows to Denver, because right now everything that's planned is just in Colorado Springs. So I'd love to bring it up to Denver because, that's where I'm living. It would make things a lot easier. But just kind of over the next 3 years doing that, I love my job. I really hope to just like stay solid with that because I crave that sort of stability, especially when I'm like proud of somewhere that I work. And I have some friends that I love getting to work with. I'd love to have more opportunities to work with more of my friends. I have some friends that I haven't been able to work with in like 6-7 months, and it sucks. So I'm hoping more things open up over the next couple of years that will allow that to happen again and grow into maybe a different sort of community.
Nice. Ooh, I'm very excited for you. I'm very excited to see what these years bring.
Yeah, it's same for you. Like, you're fucking skyrocketing. It's very, very cool to see.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's see. Next question is going to be, what's the big dream? What's the ultimate version of you in wrestling?
See, I think about that a lot too, because I'll get asked that with like, me and Pixie starting the F.U.N. stuff. I want to see my friends happy. I want to see Pixie happy. I also, of course, want to be happy. Like, I want all of these people that I've grown to like know and love and become a fan of. Like, I've been a fan of so many people that have become my friends, and I just want to facilitate the growth and progression of that sort of community within wrestling the best that I possibly can. I think about like, especially with how bad the world has been lately, like everybody has a sort of role in the revolution. And I think back to what elder queers said like during the time of like the Stonewall, and talking about how, they'd get up and go to work, and then they'd bury their friends, and then they would dance and sing all night. And everyone plays a role in that sort of societal revolution, especially as queer people. And if I have the chance and opportunity to facilitate something better for myself and everyone that I care about and everyone in general, then that's what I want to do. And I want to do whatever I can to do it. That's kind of the goal, I guess.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I wish nothing but success for you.
I'll lose my voice eventually. Like, that'll happen, whatever, down the line. I'll tap out at 69 years old. That's the plan.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Good number.
For so many reasons. But yeah, I'll be around till 69, so.
Very nice.
Clock's ticking.
Very nice. Oh, we got.
I'm gonna meet the Grim Reaper again. We're
plen-
good friends.
We got lots of time until then, so no worries. All right. So the next one is going to be, what do you want to say to your supporters?
To my supporters, oh my gosh, I've been like gushing to you this entire time, and I guess I kind of was getting pretty sappy with what I just said again too, but just like, I guess more so on a personal level, I spent most 29 years of my life like feeling like I wasn't capable of deserving like support, or I wasn't capable of doing anything that was worthy of support, or getting really into that who gives a shit mentality, like, and it's the support of those people that keep me going. And thank you, those two words, thank you, are used so often and so not genuinely, that couldn't even be enough to even begin to express my gratitude to anyone that has supported me. Pixie, you, my friends, my parents, my family, my mentors, anyone, past, present, and even future. Like, I don't think I deserve it very often. And for anyone, it's nice when you get a reminder that somebody gives a shit about what you're doing. Somebody thinks that you're making a difference and that you're changing things for the better. That's what gets me out of fucking bed in the mornings. Otherwise, I'd be long gone if that didn't mean so much to me.
Nice. Well, I am definitely one of your biggest supporters. So yes, thank you so much. Behind the scenes, like I said in the earlier, you just always made me feel very welcome and at home. Even when I was just very green.
The grand scheme of things, I'm still green too. Like just about a year and a half in, when some folks have been around here for who knows how fucking long. Like it's about the heart that you have, the work that you're putting in. You consistently show up and have shown up for me too.
Thank you. Anytime, promise. So next one, anything do you want to say to the haters, or just people who are not supporting you right now?
There's a lot I could say, but I wouldn't want to put too much energy into that. Outside of something, I wish them the best in their future endeavors. I just want the best for anyone involved. Like I said before, I want to see my friends happy. I want to see them doing what they love. And any haters or anyone that challenges that, I guess good luck.
Very well spoken, very well spoken. And all right, let's see. Oh my, we already there almost. Well, this is Talk, and I have been asking you lots of questions, and we've been getting to know you. Before I let you go, do you have any questions for me?
Oh my gosh, I have so many questions for you.
Please.
Which ones can I do on camera?
Whatever you feel like.
Well,
so here, I'm gonna hand these over to you.
Oh my goodness.
So now
I get cards now.
That's
oh my
right.
God, these are so cute.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wanted like stuff like these for ring announcing.
I can help you if you ever want some.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, I guess we could kind of, I don't know if it's something that you would still be wanting to talk about. We were kind of talking about it before, like, we started all this in here. You're literally leaving for Vegas, like, tomorrow, right?
Yes,
Literally
right.
tomorrow. Like, I want to know, like, so much more about that and about, like, I haven't been able to see, like, in person too much, like, how you've grown with, like, Michael Avalon and Morgana and all these folks that I've, like, missed so much. Like, tell me about that sort of, like, I guess, what is it, like that class of 2025 situation and this upcoming, like, huge travel opportunity for you.
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
That's right.
It's crazy shit. Vegas is crazy. I mean, like, like probably pretty similar to Beverly Hills. Nothing you probably haven't seen before, but I still want to know all about it.
Oh, please, yes.
I've been asking all my friends about it. I have so many people going to Vegas and are in Vegas right now.
They are, yeah.
I want to hear all about it.
So yes, so for those who don't know, I have been wrestling for about let's see, a year and 4 months, but I've only been active on a roster for about 4 months since I debuted in January. And it's been awesome. It's been quite a roller coaster. It's been insane that I get to like experience all these things, with my friends. I feel like almost every single person in that locker room I can call a friend. So I just think it's really been amazing that I get to experience this with a lot of these people, and we're all doing it for the first time, and we all get to go together, and it's just been amazing. There's been definitely some lows, but definitely I feel like a lot more highs. A lot of
Such
us
is life, yeah.
It is, yes. Like a lot of us got to debut on the same night at Frank's Winter Beach Party.
I remember watching that. Me just weeping on my couch, like half stoned. My friends, they debut and watching you walk out of that curtain.
It was, oh man, it's been amazing. It's been an awesome journey. It's still been, I know it's gonna get even harder, but I'm very grateful for that I get to experience this, with my friends, that I get these opportunities. Only 4 months into actually debuting, it's awesome. I even made the poster.
Yes, work.
Yes.
Gotta have that pretty petty energy on there. You deserve it. It warms my heart. I love seeing it.
Thank you so much. Working with Michael Avalon, that's been amazing. We got paired.
God, I love him so much.
He's so sweet. He's amazing person. In the ring, outside the ring. We know, awesome guy. It's been amazing. We got paired. A lot of people don't know. We got paired by JV, kind of. He pitched the idea, and I was just like, I like this. I love the idea. And I talked to Avalon, and I was like, yo, this little idea has been thrown around, and he's like, I'm in, but yeah, definitely a workhorse. He's said anything that you give him, he's gonna make the most out of it. So, and I'm glad, because I did thank him before, because how it is in wrestling. It's not everyone wants to team up with Franky Gonzales, because
I'd want to fucking team up with Franky Gonzales. Give me that right now.
Yes.
Shoot.
But long story short, it's been amazing. It's been good. A lot of us, we're still learning. We're still going to training, so there's so much that we still have to experience and know. But
you're always learning.
That's right.
Literally, no matter how even getting into being a vet, or no matter how green you are, whatever, you're always learning. At least, I don't know, I think you should be. I know I'm always learning, because there's always shit to learn.
Always for sure. And I know we're gonna learn a lot in the next 7 hours, because that's when I'm leaving. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing. So yeah,
I'm so fucking happy for you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your support.
Always.
Do you have any other questions for me? Anything, whatever you want to ask me, no worries.
Man, how much time you got to hang out after this?
I have lots of time, actually. I do. I have so many. We can go get lunch too if you want. Or something.
Yeah.
On me. Mwah.
I would love that, just as long as I still get to hang out with you. That's the other question I had. All the other questions I'm gonna have to ask off camera. But.
All right. Well then, no worries. I do appreciate you so much.
Of course.
Thank you. Let's get these. Let's see. All right, well, everyone, this has been Talk. I'm Franky Gonzales, and this was the incredible, most slayest of the slay, one of my best friends outside of, outside behind the scenes of wrestling.
It's true.
And, the host of F.U.N. Don't forget, guys, this was Bea Reeves, and, we'll see you next time.